Now, do you know what? Like I said, honestly, just to put it out there as well, this is not the only time I've ever heard of any of my friends going abroad and doing something dumb, fam. There's bare times people go on holiday, break doors. People do this on tour, bruv. Look at when people were smashing shit up, and who nearly got banned from tour, Wegz? You don't nearly got kicked off tour because you lot fucking up hotel rooms.
I don't recall.
Stop lying, bruv. How much damage did you lot cause, bro? Trust me, I swear, I heard you man were throwing mattresses out of rooms and all sorts of.
Yeah, man. How you know we're madness, bro?
I just remember having a madness on the last one, so that was.
Bruv.
When the mask comes out to play, it's a different story, fam.
Fuck.
Yo, yeah, I think that's picking everything up. Yeah, it's recording. Nah, it's not recording on camera. I'm just saying, nah, it is. Oh, right. Yes, people. What are we saying? Another episode of the Part-Timers podcast. We appreciate you all. Thank you for the feedback of the last episode. We're clocked in. You know, we got Rangi that's clocked in, Chris that's clocked in, Wegz that's clocked in. Unfortunately, Rangi had to come with that shit shirt, but we'll bly him in it. So,
Come on. We can't do this. We're about to sign Messi. We're about to announce Messi.
Why did you give him an avenue? Why did you give him an avenue? You gave him an opening.
Messi soon come.
The thing is, yeah, the shirt's actually, Wegz is right. The shirt's actually wavy, bro. The shirt's actually cold, but you know.
Love.
I agree, but yes.
Come on.
Hey, Tevin's got for this, bro. We literally just started, T, bro. You ain't missed anything, my guy.
Nathan Ake is in the building.
Nathan, for real, bro.
I need that Nathan Ake bank balance, boy.
Yeah, for real, man. Man's getting nice that Man City, boy. But how we all doing? We all good?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, chilling and winning, my guy. Chilling and winning.
Everyone bless you.
Yep, all good. One's all good.
Well, I hear that.
You know?
Straight out of the dungeons of rap, a legend, you know. Nas dropped an album with Boy after his last efforts with Kanye. That was thoroughly disappointing. I was actually looking forward to this because the album Nasir was trash. Okay.
I mean, there was a couple of joints on that album.
What joints?
Hold on. Now you're gonna make me go back 1 second.
Yeah, no. Quick, before we get into King's Disease, go on. Let me know.
Right, you might put me on the spot. Hey, talk for a second, fam.
Yeah, I mean, I put him on the spot. He's Nas.
You don't have that kind of time on
trust me.
Pod is only so long.
With that Nasir album, because of especially after the Pusha and Kanye, when I was like, bruh, yeah, you obviously, they have this stigma of Nas doesn't know how to pick beats, blah, blah, blah. I was like, what? After what Kanye's done with Push, this is going to be wavy. And yeah, man, it felt rushed. Like, it was like the Nas vocals were separate from the instrumentals. Like, for me, it sounded kind of mad in it, but,
But yeah. Wait, are you talking about Nasir or are you talking about...
No, that was Nasir. But this one...
Okay.
Yeah.
Not for radio's a banger. Everything with the Dream and Kanye West, banger. Yeah. I'd even say Adam and Eve was nice with the Dream as well. Man, there was come on, man. There was some joints on there.
It wasn't trash.
It wasn't great. It wasn't trash, but it wasn't.
Compared to King's Disease.
No, all right, fair enough. King's Disease is lit, but I can't lie. I don't know if you were expecting Illmatic on Nasir, but come on, man, that wasn't gonna happen.
You know what it is? This content and how Nas was rapping. This is what I wanted to hear over the beat.
Yeah, so, definitely. I think him leveling up with Hit Boy definitely changed the game, man. And I'll be honest with you, even with this album, some of the features even surprised me. Like, I'm happy to see man got Lil Durk, Don Toliver, Big Sean, Anderson .Paak. Like ASAP Ferg, 5 Year Foreign. Hey, listen.
Bro, man had
I'm here for it, man.
Man had Lil Durk doing Black Lives Matter, bruv, singing with the auto-tune. I have to respect it, bruv.
Oh, man. I'm all here for it, man.
At this stage, on what Nas is talking about, like, I really rate it. And just the beat selection, like, to get a producer like Hit Boy from the new school, to marry it with, obviously, an old school, like, legend, legacy act like Nas, bro. It was a beautiful combination, man. Like, I really enjoyed this album, man. It was a good listen. And it's like what Daniel said last week, man. Give Charlie Wilson his flowers, because flipping hell, bro.
Amazing.
Right. That guy's saucy, That yeah. I respect it. No, man. That brother's too cold,
Nah, what's an undisputable legend.
Not for me.
Oh. Yeah, man.
Straight out of blast.
Listen. Maybe it's just me. I feel like it's more about my own personal taste than the quality of that album. But I was very bored by it. I'm not gonna lie, because
This guy.
I was listening to it, waiting for it to kick in, and I felt like it never really kicked in.
Well, too much lyrics for you, yeah.
You get me, bro?
Lyrical warfare. It wasn't even a lyrical warfare.
Because I was a close friend. I was working while I was listening to it, innit? So maybe because, like, I don't know, but man. Next album, innit? I'll give you a better review.
Don't do that to Nas. Why you can't dismiss Nas like that, bro?
Yeah.
Can and I have, bro.
Wow. I mean, for me, top to bottom, it was a very good album. I hear what you're saying about in comparison to Nazir. It was a good album. I mean, his content of what he was talking about lyrically, it was spot on for what the current moment is, I'd say. The features was spot on, from Charlie Wilson to Anderson .Paak to Big Sean to Don Toliver to, I mean, shout out to Dan. He's not here, but I know he wants a little mention about the firm. Not that I know who they are or when they out, but he was gassed because I remember he told me about it, as in like, oh yeah, I can't wait until I hear the firm, and I was like, who that, bro?
Yeah,
and I just saw
I can't like Foxy Brown too.
Yeah, the song was lit. I can't lie, the song was lit, and I think Dr. Dre was towards the end, but I must have heard something towards it. But yeah, I mean, the spicy song with Fever Foreign and
that was a good song. I like that song.
Of course you do.
I'm just saying, why do I have to wait to the end of the album to find the two that I like?
Of course you like that song, bro.
And the thing is, Chris, it's a bonus track. I mean, it was a hit, though. It's a vibe.
Yeah, it's a bonus because it's not really going in the theme of the album. That's why it's kind of at the end. Because if you just put that in the album, it wouldn't make sense. So.
Okay, well, that aside then, innit? Okay, cool. When it comes to the scores, I'll refix my score because of that.
Oh, damn. No, I think,
I just wanted jump.
He smashed it with the features. I was very excited when I saw the track list, and I heard the songs. I can't lie. Even the songs that he was by himself, Blue Ben, he was sick, 27 Summers. But
27 Summers is phenomenal. That's Nas. That is Nas.
If I'm being real, Hit Boy has come back on a mad thing with this album. He's done so good for this album. Like it's refreshing to hear Hit Boy because I thought he fell off a long time ago, but I've been a fan from the beginning. Yeah. No, he struggled. He struggled a bit.
I don't know what you're saying,
I don't
bro.
know where you're hearing,
Hit
bro.
Boy.
You're gonna make me
Fam, he's been producing hard. He's probably producing your favorite jumpy tunes, bro.
You don't even know about it.
Exactly.
I've been keeping an eye out for Hit Boy for like at least the last 7-8 years since he was put forward by what's his name, Kanye, and I was like, this guy could be the next one.
He was there before that, but that's fine.
Of course, but when you hear him and he get co-signed by a bigger artist, isn't it?
Wegz only started listening to music in 2012. Don't worry about that.
Have we moved on 11 years now? Yeah?
Never.
It used to be 03, 2012. Bloody hell. Now, what's your man's thoughts on Franks? What's your thoughts on this album?
I thought it was one of the better projects from Nas in a minute. Like, wasn't feeling the Lost tapes that came out. Lost Tape 2, I think it was. Wasn't feeling. The Zero was cool, but compared to this, I thought this one was what was it in terms of just how. Yeah, Hit Boy just kind of like he knew what he had to do in terms of getting it right. Because I wouldn't be surprised yet if Nas was probably looking at him in the studio saying, "Oh, Don Toliver, we're gonna get him on the track." He's probably thinking, "What? That's not gonna work." But he was like, "Nah, trust me, it's gonna work. Trust me." And that's why you gotta respect Hit Boy in terms of bringing someone like Nas who would probably want people on his kind of caliber in terms of rapping or whatever, or not honest, or probably thinking, "Nah, this sounds not for me." But they were able to come into Nas's world through Hit Boy. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. It just sunk in. Everything was just intertwined nicely in it. So, shouts to Hit Boy for that, man. I think he done that proper, man. Not for real.
Hit Boy did sicko mode, and you're saying he fell off. Wegz, you're mad.
No, he had a part to play in that song. Let's not act like he was the only person in that song, because that's one of my favorite songs from Travis.
He's
the producer. He's not the only person on any song.
Yeah, he's a producer.
Of course. When I say that, I'm talking about like 5 years ago he fell off.
Nah, man did wild freestyle for J-Rock and Kendrick. Have you heard that beat?
He's not heard no.
And I got racks on.
What? What's that? Oh, that song. Oh, okay. I don't know he was on that, to be fair. But again, 5 years ago. That song never came in 5 years. That came like a year ago. Don't play me. Don't play me.
I mean, that was 2018, but
Yeah, the year 2.
But yeah, man, this album was solid, man. This album was solid. And like we were saying, Hit Boy producing this album was a big look. Like the way he brought through new acts like Lil Durk and whoever else it was. I feel like, I was just thinking this when we were talking about this right now. Like a Nas verse should kind of hold the same weight as a J verse does. Realistically, like everyone should want to get a Nas verse the same way they should want to get a J verse. And maybe this might be the start of a trend because it's showing that he's accessible. Because bro, have we heard it? Have we heard Future and Nas? Have we heard that? Like, we heard Future and Thug. Like, no, Future and Thug, Nas and Thug and whatever. Like, I think, yeah, man.
Yeah. I know what you mean. This could start.
Nas can get busy. Nas can get busy, man. Like, look how many years down the line and he's still bringing out heat like this. Do you know what I mean? It sounds like he's still in his bag. Like, he's still good to go.
On the right beat.
I really enjoy them.
Yeah, but do you think Nas would work with a Young Thug, Future, and them?
I think the right beats and the right tempo and anything can happen, man. I think with those type of artists, they can do anything. Because think about it this way: would you have thought a Calvin Harris and Future tune would work?
That's true.
No.
Yeah,
exactly. Migos and Slide. Slide is a banger. Do you know what I mean? I think with the right people and the right producers, bro, you can make anything happen, man. And as long as everyone has an understanding of what we are trying to achieve here, and even then, I'll be honest with you, I could hear Nas on some trap beats. I could hear Nas. I could hear him. I can hear him switching it up.
I might listen to more of them.
Nas is a Hall of Famer, innit? It's one of them ones where, as Tevin said, where you're still sounding this good at his age, you could probably adapt to most things. I think, as T said, it's just the right marriage of what we're trying to achieve here and whatnot. But yeah, man, this is the top 5 of all time. Like, this is Nas, innit? So the fact that he's still sounding this good is kind of like, okay, yeah, man, I'm ready for more. Like, obviously, whenever he wants to release next. But if it's sounding like this and he has the right beats, the right producers, boy, I'm looking forward to his next couple of shit because the content as well. Like, even when he released that Ultra Black, I was like, it's all right. Not that it was all right, but it sounded better in context of the album, innit? With what everything was talking about. What, Doja Cat? Yeah,
Doja Cat diss track.
I like that song.
But the thing is, for a long time, I thought, that Nas probably won't want to do that, or jump on those kind of beats also, because you know how Hov decided to jump on certain these beats. Done that song with Future, I Got the Keys. Those other songs that he jumped on with that kind of beat, and he got corned for doing that. Like, he got proper got onto for doing that.
Not by me. That song's a banger.
No. There's something, but a lot of the, the ones that like Hov for just the spitting, the raw spitting.
Yeah, the purists.
The purists, they were like, nah, we don't want to hear Hov on that. So maybe Nas probably thought and saw that and was like, yeah, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't be hopping on that. But if they're getting onto Hov for doing that, they're definitely going to get onto me for doing that. So it could be a thing like that. But I mean, that's why it's good that this has happened, because this King's Disease album is basically showing that, nah, man, that's not even the case. And it can work with the right people. 100%.
Has he won a Grammy yet?
Who?
No, probably.
Come on, man. You can't say Grammys is the be-all and end-all, man. Nah.
I'm asking, innit? I'm just asking.
Nah. He hasn't. I don't think he's won a Grammy, but
I don't think. I don't think he's ever won a
Grammy. There are bodies of his work we say are Grammy worthy. Let's say that.
Man released Illmatic at 17, bro. Like, he's good.
I mean, 17 Illmatic. Come on, man. Like that is Grammy worthy. Do you know what I mean?
No Grammy though.
What year did that come out?
Oh, please.
Way before your time, my guy.
Way before your time. But you see the way Jay-Z tried sneaking one out again when Nas released one. I'm telling you, there's a trend here, bro.
Yeah, no, there definitely is, man. There definitely is. I think.
Jay-Z think he's slick, jumping on the Pharrell tune.
If there's a trend,
that tune was garbage as well.
Yeah.
If
there's a trend, trash. If there's a trend, Nas slapped that song out of the waters, bro, because that
100%.
That song is not even.
But then,
bother listen to it.
I'll be honest with you. It wasn't really tough to beat, man. Like, it wasn't tough. Yeah. If he had dropped another "I Got the Keys" or he dropped another "Happy," then it might be a different conversation. Do you know what I mean? But that tune there,
that Entrepreneur, that song was trash.
Yeah, I just don't know why Pharrell was whispering in our ears, bruv. Like, family.
The producer, you got to break the mold and change. Got to bring new styles that they ain't heard before. Hit them with a new angle.
Not like that.
Listen, if what Dwain is saying is right and Jay-Z's doing up this, I'm going to release stuff the same time Nas does. Like, if that's the reason you're releasing music, it's never really going to be that great.
Nah, Jay-Z, people forget Jay-Z. That's King Petty, you know. I mean, Drake is petty, but Jay-Z's petty.
What were you rating this album then? This Nas album. Who wants to go first? Dwain?
I'll give it a strong 8.5. 8.5 I'd give it actually. I really enjoy it. Replay value. I like it. You know?
I'll give it an 8.
8. Okay. Chris? Chris?
I give it 4. I give it a 4
Disrespect.
because I like the bonus track.
Disrespect to Nas.
Listen, I'm not disrespecting him. It's not for me. What do you want me to say? Cause I don't rate it.
Lie. I want you to lie.
Okay.
Excuse me for having an opinion. Do you get me?
Lie.
No. But you can still say whether something's good or not, even if it's not for you.
It's not. What someone asked me, what's my rating? That's my rating, isn't it? This is the opinionated, subjective, completely
Tevin,
subjective.
Tevin, what's yours?
I'm gonna give it a strong 8.5, man. It was a good
Yeah,
album.
man.
Replay value, like I said, when I played it, I think I played it. I don't know how many times I played it, but each time I played it, I didn't even realize it ended because I just kept on listening. Do you know what I mean? I just kept on listening. I just kept on listening. I was like, oh shit! And you know how Spotify starts going into playlists. I'm like, yeah, this ain't us. Like, what? The album's done. Like, I wasn't done yet. Like, but yeah, man, it's a strong album. Strong album.
It's a short album. I agree. I feel like you can get through the album very quick and think like, raw. That it had all that kind of different songs on it. Like, because I think it's like 13, 14 song album. But I said it's like 40 minutes of an album. But that's quite short in this day and age. But nah, I would agree 8.5, maybe a 9 for me. I'm not gonna lie. It was I really liked it. And the cherry on the top, I know Chris only likes this song Spicy, but for me that was like a different vibe. It was like something different completely to the whole.
Spicy.
So I liked it. I liked the album personally. It was a good.
I could give you my individual rating for the song if that makes it better.
No, it's too late. The damage has been done.
Yeah, good album.
I hear that, man. But on to more pressing matters. I know, Mandem in here. We like to watch the NBA. I'm sure yesterday we were ready to watch the NBA and ready to watch the playoff games. And obviously the Milwaukee Bucks did what they did because of the shooting of Jacob Blake. That's fucked in itself. But obviously after that, all the teams were like, fuck it, man, we're not playing. We saw all of them tweet, etc. How do you think it was a good move? Like, how do you see like the league moving forward? But yeah, first of all, how did you take the move of them not wanting to play basketball?
Finally.
Well, not wanting to.
Not wanting to play basketball.
Yeah, I'll say finally. It needed to happen, like, because I feel like a lot of players, and I feel like a lot of players have come out of it in terms of just being forward in terms of saying, yeah, listen, we don't want to play because there's a lot of things that's going on right now. There's a lot of injustices that need to be taken care of. But yeah, obviously they were forcing it. They didn't have enough numbers to make it real impact. But now I think people have got enough. We've got to the point where it's like, listen, now we need to do this. Fuck it. We don't need to be doing this. So yeah, it's good, man. And it just shows that people like Kyrie were right. They were trying to push this agenda for a while now. And obviously sometimes you look mad in those kind of situations but at the end of the day, give it time. Eventually people will hop on the wave and understand what it is now, man. So I'm glad that they've done it now, and I hope other sports follow suit. That's what
the thing, man.
I think that's the thing. I don't know, I think I said to someone earlier, like, it's actually groundbreaking. Like, I don't feel like, maybe it could just be because I don't know, but I mean, across all sports, not even just NBA, across all sports, has there been any walk-offs? Has there been like a boycott? Like, I
honestly think the only time, Chris, was literally in the 60s when Muhammad Ali and John Lewis and the running back for the Cleveland Browns as well. That's disrespectful. I'm forgetting his name. Jim Brown and all them, man, when they came together. Other than that, I don't think. As you said, this is groundbreaking.
Recent times, I was joking with one of you earlier, like, if this was football, they'll be putting the arm around the guy and saying, you need to keep playing, show them that, it's not affecting you and all of that crap. They're trying to convince them to play on. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think this is a groundbreaking moment, and I think it shows that kind of like it can be done. Like, I think there's some people who aren't doing it, or like in sports, there's teams, players, whatever, that won't do it because of fear of repercussion. And I feel like these people have shown you can do it. It can be done. There's nothing about it. Like,
I'll be honest, man. I love the move of them cancelling the game with no warning. So it's not like the league could prepare and the league could prepare and it would be a rollout and it's a controlled. We're not gonna play today. We're gonna no. We're giving you action that you can't deal with. And it's like, okay, now we have to try and figure out. I heard there was like owners calling up trying to speak to the team members and whatever. They were trying to get them back to play, and they just said, "No, we're not doing it today." And then that was that. But I'll be honest with you, as it came out yesterday, there's been more and more information coming out. I don't know if you guys have heard when it's like, apparently it's only going to be for that day. The games will be postponed. The teams voted to see whether the league was going to end right here and right now. Everyone else said they want to continue playing. The only teams that say they want to carry on the only teams that want to leave are the Clippers and the Lakers.
Yeah.
And so I think, I'll be honest with you, it looks like it was a great moment. Like yesterday was a great moment, but I kind of see this being a flash in the pan. I don't see it lasting long. I genuinely believe basketball will be back within the next week. I don't think they're going to do much. Because it was such a knee-jerk reaction of making a decision, I don't think there was much of a grand plan after this. And the way it's looking, like I said, I think everyone's going to be back playing next week. That's what it's looked like.
My two cents on it is, again, what you said, Tevin, is correct. I was happy to see the surprise of Milwaukee just going in and not turning up for the warm-ups and not saying anything to anyone. I respected that very highly. I think that said that it was on their own backs as a team. They made a decision and said, you know what, this is not right. Social injustice is crazy right now. The fact that during that situation that happened, there was, I think, a 17-year-old which pulled up with a gun and was like in front of police, and there was no remarks. Obviously, he killed 2 people, I think, which is terrible. But there's no remarks or nothing like said about that. I'm not saying that he should get shot or anything like that, but he's got a gun. Like that doesn't recollect in my head why that's normal in America for us from the UK. But the NBA side of it, obviously, what you said about the Lakers, the Clippers saying that they would like the playoffs, the season to end right there. I respected it, but I don't know what every other team's angle is, because if we're being real, the 2 teams which are looking like the favourites are saying they don't want to continue. I can see why mentally they're like, oh, this is our chance. But would you want to win like that? Like that, it doesn't make sense. Would you want to win on the fact that the 2 teams, obviously they're all top teams, but would you want to win on the basis of the 2 odds-on teams that are likely to win are pulling out? Like, I don't know the mentality.
You'd be surprised, bro. A couple of men in the league will say they'll take that chip, boy. Jimmy Buckets is taking that chip, boy. Whether he's born there or not, fam.
No, it should have been done.
This is a serious conversation.
No, it should have been done. No, on the road. People need to be.
I like the fact they took back their power. Like, as athletes, you are still the entertainers. So the fact you took back their power was sick. Like the whole, as you said, the whole act of surprise was sick as well. And I'd love for it to continue. I wish they, in a way, as much as me, I'd love LeBron to get his chip, but in a way, just cancel the season, because then it kind of impacts it more. Only because, like, you're now affecting, like, these owners are powerful people. Like, these are the owners that sit down with presidents in the education sector and blah, blah, blah. So now you're affecting their pockets. So now the effect is going to be rippled. So my end goal would probably, like, it's like how the tennis player, Naomi
Osaka.
Osaka as well. She was like, I'm not playing. I wish the NFL was the same as well, man. Like, we're not doing this. Like, all the black, you know what I mean? All the black majority leagues are like, we're not doing this. So the effect is really felt. Now we're affecting your pockets. You lot have to do something. But I think the whole flash in the pan thing, the fact that it's going to come back, I'm like, it's kind of negating the fact that you lot did it. I wish they were like, okay, we're done now. We're going to mess up your money. We could potentially mess up ours, but this is a bigger cause, isn't it?
I'm gonna be honest with you. It's a great situation, but like I said, I personally believe basketball will be back within like the next week. I don't believe this is gonna last long. Like from the reports that have been coming out today, and one of the things that you just mentioned is that the National Football League is starting in 2 weeks. They are watching this, hoping the NBA resolve this quickly, because if this spills into football, then it's gonna be on. But then the difference is like with football, the players that play in the American Football League or in the NFL, their contracts are not guaranteed. So a lot of these guys, they need that money game week by game week. A lot of these their contracts are guaranteed whether they play or don't, which is another reason why I don't think as many football players will step out. And I'll be honest with you, if, like I said, if this NBA thing continues and goes out longer, then you might see some big NFL players saying, I'm not playing. The big ones who don't need the money as much as the smaller guys, they might come out and say, I'm not playing.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's going to be interesting. I know one team, Jerry Jones, I said this on Twitter earlier on, man. Jerry Jones, there's no way he will allow the Dallas Cowboys to miss a game, fam. Jerry Jones will go in there. America's team, yeah. If they miss a game, then you know this is serious, man. If the Dallas Cowboys boycott a game, yeah.
Imagine, like, you know how they did the little video, the selfie video of the last shooting, and they all came out. And Mahomes. Imagine if Mahomes, like, I know it's a big, but imagine if the Super Bowl MVP said, "Fuck that, I'm not playing." Fam, I think Roger Goodell would be rattled, bro.
No. I'll be honest with you. He's the one I'm looking for. I think it's possible. Yeah. If he says I'm not playing, he's a big domino because he just signed he signed a $500 million contract.
And the contract was not like the
biggest contract ever. And he's like, I ain't playing. Ooh, boy, if he says I'm not playing, it's sticky. It is big sticky. Because like I said, that's another one where he is one of the only few players, who has a contract that big and with so much guaranteed money. So he can actually afford to say I'm not playing, and it will make a big difference if he's not in the league. So we'll have to see, man. We'll have to see.
No, I agree. One thing I'll definitely say is I want football to follow suit in terms of football, international football. Yeah, why I need it to follow suit is because I feel like, especially sports like NBA and NFL, obviously all these words, I feel like they're gonna just handle the situation as much as they can. If you get a big sport in terms of football that's across the globe, internationally, biggest sport in the world, and players following suit, doing all that stuff, it reaffirms how they feel. And I feel like a lot of organizations have to listen now. They have to listen. Sure. I know obviously there's a big thing in terms of FIFA. FIFA just like to don't react at all. Yeah, they don't react at all to anything. But we need these players to actually now look at what's going on. I know.
I don't believe it.
Yeah, I know.
Of all sports, I believe footballers are the wettest amongst all of them, bro. Them man ain't doing nothing. They're not standing. Yeah. They're not going to do anything. Like, I know. There's a few. There's carry on. Sorry, I'm interrupting you.
I agree, but the thing is, if they did, that's where I guarantee you, if we see footballers pull out of games, say we're not doing nothing, especially with the black footballers. Because I feel like the big people that have been speaking about the big people that's been speaking about Black Lives Matter and anything that's related to black injustice, like Raheem Sterling, Marcus Rashford, all these players, if you get these people to obviously get involved and start to pull out these black players to not play, and other players stop playing, football being one of the biggest sports in the world, eventually people will start to follow suit. They will have to listen.
Yeah, I get what Rangi's saying because they're affecting money. Then, as long as these people understand,
especially now as well, bro, with this whole Corona thing and people worry about their finances and stuff like that. Like to have a player decide they're not playing, that's like even more of a burden than it would have been like.
You think I would be representing England in this time?
I'll tell you, like I said, personally, you lot have a lot higher hope than I do, but I can definitely tell you that football's not reacting like that. Especially for the fact, literally, simply for the fact of the reason why the NFL and the NBA are more inclined to react is because there's a lot more black players in those leagues.
Yeah.
In football,
bruv,
there are black players in football, but not enough to make the difference that's needed to be made. Nah, there's no. You make a difference if Ronaldo and Messi say we're not playing. That's when you make a difference. Raheem Sterling, what it will be is Raheem Sterling won't play. We're standing in solidarity with Raheem. We'll wear some t-shirts before the game, and Raheem, we'll see you in the stands and we'll play, and that's it, man. We'll wear some t-shirts. So we stand with Raheem. Then man will play the game, and that's it.
I feel like sometimes
they love t-shirts in England, tonight.
Sometimes you're right, yeah. You're right, yeah.
You need to be bigger than the actual. Sometimes you need to take the sacrifice to be bigger than the actual cause. Like say that game at Stamford Bridge, if all of them players walk off and say next week we're not playing until you do sign, they don't do anything. The week after they keep on doing it. It might affect their peace, but eventually the FA, you're gonna have to do something. Like
it has to be teams more so than.
It's not even just that. It's not even just that, yeah. Even big players like Marcus Rashford, Raheem Sterling, if they say something and they start to rally up black players in terms of the Premier League, eventually leak over to Italian League, the black players, leak over to Spanish League, all these black players across all the top leagues in the world, they will have to listen.
I can't
They'll have
lie.
to follow suit.
These
They'll have
things
to follow.
don't work if it's just black people, especially in England, because they'll be like, "Oh, that's you."
Yeah.
Lot's right."
No,
Then
no, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
if a whole
But it
team
takes the black players to want to
just
do it
said, "Nah,
first.
I'm not on it." Pardon?
But this is what I'm saying.
You know,
But you
it
don't.
takes the black players to want to do it first in order to. Yeah, but that's the thing. We need to see black players doing it first initially for it to be, because even with the other leagues, like obviously you've got megastars like LeBron in Kyrie Irving. These players are the black players. It's starting with the black players first in order to say, "Yo, we're not doing this no more."
One.
It would.
Go on, Rangs.
But yeah, you know, I said it just takes the black players to do it first in football in order to eventually.
I feel like in NBA that takes less convincing. Like in England, like you said, the contingent of black players amongst the leagues is not as high as it is in NBA. Do you know what I'm saying? And even in NBA, let's not forget that, like, you know, the majority of, we all say the majority of them are black players, but as Tevin said, very of them voted to come back and play ball again. So it's a bit like, well.
That's a valid point. That's a valid point. But I feel like one major thing, which is a big difference in the football, as in comparison to international football, to the NBA, is that they don't have such a close-knit football association like the NBA do. Like, they have a president in Chris Paul, which is talks on behalf of all the players in the league. I don't think that's the same in football.
Don't they have that PFA or whatever it is?
No. They don't.
That's different.
They
That's
have
all different.
captains at each team, and that's it. They speak on their team, and that's it. They don't understand other players' struggles and whatnot. And you've got to look at it across the league. There's how much of them captains are of a BAME ethnicity. Do you know what I mean? Like, realistically, they're not. They're all gonna be leaders of a certain team, and that's how it goes. I'm not mad at that, but at the same time, it's not the same situation as the NBA. It's not the same situation. The NBA have got it in a situation where players are associated a bit more, and it's a small, like, they've got a squad of 14 man. In football, you got a squad of like 22 man per team. That's crazy. Yeah, how are you gonna voice all their opinions? And you've got to look at there's a lot of different things that looking at it, but America's a crazy place. That's the bottom line of this whole situation. It's a
Babylon, bro.
I ain't gonna lie, you lot are giving football way more credit than they deserve, boy. Suarez called ever a nigga, and then I'm wearing t-shirts next week, bro. You lot talking about missing games? Missing games?
That's Liverpool, man, them, isn't it? That's not.
No, but I'm saying even for
hold on. You're saying that's just Liverpool. It's not Liverpool. There was Zenit St. Petersburg when they were throwing bananas at Hulk. There was the game in Croatia when them men were throwing England game. I can't remember which one it was. They were throwing bananas at that guy, and then they said, yeah.
Oh, you're right.
Bro, these guys got nuts because they wanted to put 3 black presenters on Soccer Saturday, and people was
Do you know what the crazy thing about that is? Michael Richards didn't even say anything about that. He didn't say nothing. Like he didn't even link himself to the story. The announcement was. Yeah, the announcement was those guys have been let go, and all of a sudden people were like up in uproar saying Michael Richards is trying to take their jobs, and like, bro, hold on, what? Like, even then, like,
bro, like the backlash for that, and just the way, is that what you said to you? Like, people reacted. That's why sometimes what we were saying in the last 10 minutes, we're probably giving humans too much credit, because look at the way they reacted at that. Alex Scott was trending third on Twitter. She was minding her fucking business, bro. They were killing her. She's prepared. Every time she's doing punditry with the man, she's killing it. They bodied her. They say Clinton Morrison, blah, blah, you know, you black people are taking up all our jobs. We cannot have anything. It's like, bro, Michael Richards has literally come in and been a breath of fresh air in the pundit. Look at the way he banters with Roy Keane and the man. It's been beautiful. This man who, as you said, didn't even attach himself to the story, has been calm, has been doing his job. They slated him. Like, it's fucked, man. Like, we can't have anything, bro. Small opportunity, bro. Like, it's mad.
But yeah, man, I think, it's going to be interesting. The next 2 weeks in sports is going to be very interesting. Very interesting. Like I said, I'm waiting for the NFL. I want to see how the NBA handle this, because if the NFL, if they start saying we're not, because remember, there's no preseason this year, so it's not like preseason game going to be protesting. We are heading straight into the league. Game week 1 is in 2 weeks. If they turn up and say, if like Julio Jones and Mahomes and all those guys say, I'm not playing, Odell Beckham, I'm not playing, boy.
Well, I'm saying
that's the thing. With football,
like, get stoned, bruv, in New England, bruv, in Massachusetts, bruv, in Boston, bruv. His house might get stoned if he says that.
Trust. That's what I'm saying. Because with football, like with American football, if your star says he's not going to play, you can play other guys. But it will make a big, big difference in that game, because you got bare subs. But boy,
they're not the same.
Does anybody
same.
even know who the backup for the Chiefs is, bro? Who even is their backup, bro?
God knows. God
You know what I
knows.
mean?
But yeah, man. So, Harry Maguire arrested in, where was he arrested? Mykonos?
Greece.
For doing MMA with police officers and
Wow.
trying to, allegedly, yeah, trust me.
Everything, allegedly, as you said.
Allegedly, do you know what I mean? Tried to multiple accounts of trying to bribe police officers.
That was hilarious. You know what's funny? He goes, "Oh, do you know who I am? Do you know who I am?" I'm like, bro, if they actually knew who you were, they would have let you go, bro. For them criminal defensive performances, boy.
Nah. They would have kept him in there, boy.
Saying that though, if they do know who he is, they'll be like, this guy has done all of this, bro. We're hitting the belly. I'm telling you, fam. They're probably thinking all types of madness. That's why this is blew up to a madness. It happened on a Sunday. Man was in court on a Tuesday. They weren't messing.
So what I want to understand is, why is it always British people abroad? You never hear stories of XYZ people abroad doing madnesses, but when British does go abroad, we're always doing.
But remember, the police out there are ready to beef British people. It's because British people have such a terrible reputation. They're terrible rep when they're overseas, bruv. They're waiting for you to slip. If you slip, bruv, they're ready to beef you, bruv. They're ready. So if you then fall into that beef, it's over. They want to beat you up, bruv. How many stories I've heard of man them when they were out in blah blah?
Because
they hit they're British, they're ready.
Bruv, British people lose their behaviour when they're out on holiday.
Yeah,
man. It's just you think real life rules don't apply because it's not home, and the regular. You know what? There's regular deterrence when you're at home, but when you're on holiday, you seem to think that the police are not a real thing. And you know what's funny?
Away fans go, bro.
You know what's funny?
Fans go to different football grounds and they're doing madness in Europe, bro.
Yeah. I'll be honest with you. Let me just interject with another quick story. One of my friends recently went on holiday. They went to Greece as well. Funnily enough, they rented out 2 quad bikes. Well, no, there was 3 of them. They pretty much wrote off 2 of them, and one guy had to pay $4.5 grand for them to leave. Told you, people be acting wild on holiday, my guy.
Hey, man, if that happens in the group, yeah, are you covering the cost? That's your bad.
Big man. I'll stay there, bro. Don't worry, I'll work.
So that change my name to Demetrios.
Demetrios, bro. I'll serve kebabs and whatever you want me to do, bro. I'll work it off, fam. 4.5 bags. That's racist. No. But are you gonna put out 4.5 bags right there and then?
I hear Tevin. I'm working it. I'm working, bro.
And what?
Yeah, money man over there. Money man Wegz. Hey, listen, no cap. Wegz is sitting on a war chest. Don't let this guy lie to you, man.
Yeah, man.
Wegz is sitting on a war chest over there.
Are you gassing?
If
I get robbed, it's you know.
Do you know what? Wegz could probably sponsor all of us on furlough, fam. That's bad.
Yeah.
Money man Wegz. Wegz could put us on furlough.
That ring on his finger is real gold, you know. Don't be fooled, bro.
I mean, it is, but what I'm saying is that the furlough thing, it cannot run. It only Ricky and them can do that thing. Them things. I can't do that, bro. That's big.
Wegz can put us man on furlough, fam. You can put all of us man on furlough. You got that.
Going back to your brethren on the quad bikes, that's fucked. For 3 quad bikes, 4.5 bags.
Yeah. Honestly, obviously, I think he got obviously they're inflating the price and man's putting pressure on you at the time, so I think they just ended up paying it. But like I said, for me personally, in that moment, I would have definitely said, I'm not giving you 4.5. I personally would have gone to another quad bike place on the island and just be like, bro, I'll buy 2 of your quad bikes for 1.5 right now, right here. I'll buy it. They'll say yes, you know, because them quad bikes, like you order them and whatever second hand was, you won't pay that much. But that's all in hindsight. I wasn't there.
What were your points? Were they doing meat meal, bro? Like what were
pretty
they doing?
much. I can't lie to you. Pretty much, they were doing meat meal vibes. Pretty much. Like the story is long in it. Like it's like there was one point somebody crashed into a barrier and fell into the beach and all types of things. So long.
But
the thing is with these kind of things, I'm like, I've heard so many stories. Like, how do you just not know that this is a bad idea? Like,
true. Now, do you know what? Like I said, honestly, just to put it out there as well, this is not the only time I've ever heard of any of my friends going abroad and doing something dumb, fam. There's bare times people go on holiday, break doors. People do this on tour, bruv. Look at when people were smashing shit up and who nearly got banned from tour, Wegz? You don't nearly got kicked off tour because you lot
I
fucking
don't
up hotel
recall.
rooms.
I don't recall.
Stop lying, bro. How much damage did you not cause, bro? Trust me. I swear, I heard you man were throwing mattresses out of rooms and all sorts of.
Yeah, man. I heard you know doing madness, bro.
I just remember having a
See?
bit of madness on the last one, so that was.
Bro.
When the mask comes out to play, it's a different story, fam.
Fuck.
Trust me, we're getting
Anyway.
into the impregnated days, fam.
Yay. Let's relax.
That's hilarious.
Man said his former alias, bro. That is
Trust me.
Canterbury.
It's gone. Humble Wegz arrived.
I'm finished. Get out of here, bro. These look, bro. The people in the pod don't know about Hawaiian shirt Wegz, fam. They don't know what they're chronicles. Hawaiian shirt Wegz. Yeah.
I think you see what Tevin said. He's coming all the names, all the slander man's had for years, yeah. All of them in one go.
No,
Hawaiian
like,
shirt
people
Wegz
need to know, fam.
Hawaiian shirt Wegz was a big mood, dude. Big
Mood, fam. Energy on one
It was
hand.
a chest hairs, bruv. It was a chest hairs for me, bruv.
That's what that was a burger meat showing, fam. Alfie Moon shirts, bro.
The worst thing is Tevin is the connoisseur of all these flower shirts as well. That's the worst thing. He does it to me, yeah, but he loves them shirts as well, bro. I'm not even hearing it. You're in there. You're in
I don't do flower shirts. No. I don't. Not the flower shirts. Not Wegz. You hold the title for floral shirts. I have loud shirts.
One shirt I wore. One shirt. You'll remember it to the death. Anyway,
Wegz, you had a collection of Hawaiian shirts. Let's not lie now, fam.
Oh no, we remember them. We remember them shirts.
there's one.
That's what I'm saying.
One only.
But either way, don't matter. What we
But yeah, people
Harry
do
Maguire.
managers on holiday. I'm not gonna lie.
They do. But
managers-
have you seen the way obviously Harry Maguire has been obviously the benefit of the doubt with the media and conflicting and
Oh yeah, allegedly incident. We don't know the full facts. Well, fuck out of here, man. I said I tweeted.
Paul Pogba of the vice captaincy for wanting to play more attacking football. They stripped him for that. This guy has been sentenced and charged.
He'll be back in. He'll be captain this year's season as well. You know, no questions.
Why privilege?
Yeah, but what was I saying? What was I saying? I was gonna say something.
Wow.
Did you guys hear about Paul Pogba?
Yep. COVID.
He got corona.
Apparently he's got coronavirus, and just like that, Harry Maguire will be out of the news cycle. The news story will be where did Paul Pogba get coronavirus?
Yeah,
why Paul Pogba got coronavirus? How is Paul Pogba not being at the start of the season affect Manchester United because he's got coronavirus? And this Harry Maguire thing has just left the news cycle.
Kevin, as much as you say that, I found it funny that they randomly dropped the Messi thing and saying that he wanted to leave. All of a sudden, in the middle of man's trial case, as in straight after it dropped, yeah, Messi wants to leave Barcelona. Man ain't leaving Barcelona. 700 mil. Come on, man. You're flagging. You're just coming with fake news.
Nah. I'll be honest with you, Wegz. I think the Messi story is bigger news than Harry Maguire. But I'll be honest with you, it's real. It's real. Because you got to remember, Messi's contract is up till next year. So to him leaving, it's like it's either he leaves this season or next season.
No,
so that's probably why.
Contract, bro.
I'm hearing it's ending next year. Was saying.
Nah. He's got a lifetime contract. He has a choice after every season, right at the end. So I think it's like a clause that says in May, when the season ends, he has like, I think about a week or 2 weeks where he can choose where he wants to leave for free.
Hey, Tevin, they're about to say he signed them death row contracts. You don't think that one's bro?
That's hilarious. That is hilarious.
You know the shit ones, bro. Hey, I've got to leave.
Me.
Where you think you're going, cuz?
Where you think you're going, boy? You know, you don't want to go to Bad Boy. Have your CEOs dancing all in your videos.
Do it over there. You respect me? Come to death row.
No, trust me. It's gonna be interesting, man. It's gonna be big interesting.
We'll keep her close because he got kicked out of the England squad that we saw, and bun Gareth Southgate because he didn't choose my guy Jack Grealish, but bun England anyway. Viva la France and that.
I can't even lie to you, man. I want him to throw the book at Harry Maguire, man. I want to throw the book at him. Get him out of here, man.
Throw the book at his slab head, fam.
Trust me. I want to see man kicking off on the first day of the season with a tag on his ankle, fam. That's what I want to see. Man. I want to see that Jermaine Pennant vibes, fam.
Nah, man. Nah, Jermaine Pennant wasn't light enough, so
I've just waited to hear all the drill songs that I'll be like, I was on the wing like Harry Maguire.
It's coming still. It's all coming. It's coming, fam.
I waited to hear that.
Hey, no. You know what?
Nah, please.
That's so true. I don't know why I'm going to say that.
It's true. But go
It
on.
fits
Real
into
quick,
that
real quick.
pocket as well, bro. So
Yeah.
that's I was on the wing like Harry Maguire. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for clocking into the Part Timers podcast. I've been Chris, Wegz, Dwain, Tevin. We'll see put an APB out, see if we can find what happened to Rangs. Let you lot know next time. As always, like, share, subscribe, give us the feedback, man. We really appreciate it. Any ideas, whatever. Tevin's dilemma, little curious cat question thing coming up in it, but we'll chat to you about that later.
I'll be opening a curious cat or some form of anonymous letterbox where you guys can send us any dilemmas or any problems you got.
Yeah,
And we'll give you some advice. We'll spice it up and see what we got for you to help you out in your life.
Yeah, man.
Not for the faint-hearted. I'm not gonna
Not
let
for
you
the
know.
faint-hearted.
If
I
you
don't know,
sensitive, don't do it. Don't do it if you sensitive.
Yeah, and you might not want to take it from me.
You get me?
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm not stable, so but we're right.
Nah, in fact, do it. If you're sensitive, do it, actually. It makes for good content still. But other than that, yeah, guys, thank you very much for clocking in once again to the Part Timers podcast.
Come on.